Rain hammered against the glass walls of Terminal C as travelers waited near Gate 17 on the evening of October 14, 2018. At exactly 10:42 p.m., a routine-sounding announcement echoed through the terminal. Final boarding call for passenger Daniel Mercer. Mr. Mercer, please proceed immediately to Gate 17. Most passengers ignored it. Within days, airport officials discovered something impossible. No passenger by that name was scheduled to fly that night. No employee had made the announcement, and the audio appeared to originate from a public address server decommissioned years earlier. The mystery deepened when investigators realized Daniel Mercer was the name of a traveler who had vanished inside the same airport 8 years before. Daniel Mercer was 26 when he disappeared on March 22, 2010. Surveillance footage showed him entering the terminal, checking in for a flight, and walking toward Gate 17. He never boarded. His luggage was never found. His phone went silent, and his bank accounts remained untouched. Despite extensive searches, investigators found no trace of him. The case eventually went cold, leaving his family without answers. The unexplained announcement reignited interest in the case. Detectives reopened the investigation and reviewed years of airport records, surveillance footage, maintenance reports, and employee files. Their first breakthrough came from a forgotten maintenance document, revealing emergency repairs near Gate 17 shortly after Daniel vanished. The report contradicted statements made by airport employees during the original investigation. Soon afterward, a former baggage handler admitted he had seen Daniel arguing with uniformed airport workers shortly before he disappeared. Investigators identified the employee as airport supervisor Kevin Rourke, who denied any contact with Daniel. However, phone records and internal communications suggested otherwise. A forensic review of archive surveillance footage revealed that several minutes of video from cameras overlooking Gate 17 had been deliberately altered. The discovery suggested someone with access to airport systems had concealed evidence. Investigators widened their inquiry and uncovered suspicious financial transactions involving airport personnel and contractors. An overlooked notebook recovered from Daniel's apartment provided another critical clue. The notebook contained references to unusual cargo shipments and initials matching Kevin Rourke. Federal investigators soon uncovered evidence of a long-running cargo fraud operation involving falsified shipping records, missing inventory, and insider cooperation. Daniel appeared to have discovered irregularities shortly before his disappearance. As the investigation expanded, a former operations coordinator named Rebecca Shaw revealed that several airport officials maintained secret relationships with freight contractors. Financial records exposed a network of corruption worth millions of dollars. Detectives then learned that another contractor, Victor Lang, had been present near Gate 17 on the night Daniel disappeared and shared undisclosed financial ties with Rourke. Investigators reconstructed Daniel's final movements and focused on a 5-minute gap in surveillance coverage. An anonymous tip directed them toward old renovation records connected to a restricted corridor behind Gate 17. Ground-penetrating scans uncovered a sealed utility chamber hidden behind a wall. Inside, investigators found personal items, fragments of clothing, and a watch positively identified by Daniel's mother. DNA testing confirmed the remains belonged to Daniel Mercer. What had been a missing person case was now a homicide investigation. Forensic evidence suggested Daniel confronted individuals involved in the fraud scheme and was fatally injured during the confrontation. Rather than report the incident, those involved concealed his body during subsequent renovations and manipulated evidence to avoid detection. One question remained: why had the announcement occurred 8 years later? Audio specialists spent months examining the recording and discovered hidden information embedded within the announcement. The message contained coded references to the exact time Daniel disappeared and archive coordinates linked to an obsolete airport storage system. Following the clue, investigators recovered a forgotten backup server containing unedited surveillance footage. The restored video showed Daniel confronting Victor Lang and Kevin Rourke about suspicious activities. The confrontation escalated. Daniel was shoved, and he struck his head on a metal structure. Panic followed. Instead of seeking help, the men moved him into a restricted corridor and initiated a cover-up that would last for years. The recovered footage became the breakthrough investigators needed. Arrests followed, and prosecutors charged multiple individuals with conspiracy, fraud, evidence tampering, and crimes related to Daniel's death. The final revelation concerned the announcement itself. Rebecca Shaw admitted she had secretly triggered it using a retired airport communication system. Years earlier, she had discovered irregular records but remained silent. When she learned old archives were scheduled for destruction, she embedded hidden clues within the announcement and broadcast Daniel's name, hoping someone would reopen the case. Her plan worked. The announcement led investigators to evidence that had remained hidden for nearly a decade. Daniel Mercer's family finally received answers. A corruption network collapsed, and a cold case once considered unsolvable was brought to justice. The last announcement at Gate 17 was never intended for a passenger. It was a message directed at investigators, a final attempt to expose the truth, and a key that solved a mystery everyone else had forgotten.